John Meyers now joined by John Giannikas, the head coach of the Penn-Trafford girls basketball team, before they begin the 5A portion of the WPIAL postseason. First off, John, congratulations getting into the postseason. I know your team certainly had to earn it by winning some games at the end of this season. How did you evaluate how the season went from start to finish so far, knowing that you overcame some adversity, but only ultimately did find your way back into the postseason?
It was I thought our kids battled pretty hard all year. We had a little bit of a shock at the end of the year when we lost Tori with her injury, but our kids kept getting better and better as the year went on, and thought we were playing pretty well. But the last week and a half, we had a couple games there where we didn't play a full 4 quarters, and it cost us a couple games in a row. But then we ended up finishing pretty well at Gateway. Overall with everything that we've gone through, I think the kids have done well, and I think I know they're pretty excited for the playoffs to start. Everyone's 0-0, and we're going to be ready to roll here.
You competed in a section that included two outstanding teams, with Oakland Catholic, which received the top overall seed in this bracket, and then McKeesport as well, which was obviously very respected by the committee. They get the number 2 seed. So that the two best teams, based on what people think, were in your section. Is that a benefit now that you enter the postseason going against those teams a combined 4 times?
Oh, for sure. I think every section is pretty good, but and taking nothing away from the other ones, but I think ours is the most competitive section out there. I mean, if you just said it yourself, Oakland's not just one in the 5A; they're one in the state. And McKeesport's been one of the top teams the last couple of years. So we played them 4 times. So we had 8 losses. 4 of them were to them, and the other 5th loss was to the number 1 team in 6A, Norwin. So that's why I told the kids, keep them respected. We played a really tough schedule and won 14 games. So playing those teams just benefits us going to the playoffs because if you think about it, we played the top 2 teams 4 times. So we've seen the best, and now we'll get ready to play. Lincoln Park is very good, but our section definitely gets us ready for the playoffs, and it did it last year, and it's going to do it for us again hopefully this year. And those 2 teams deserve what they got. Oakland is they're clear cut in the number 1 seed, and they deserved it. And throughout the year, they've been head and shoulders above everybody. And McKeesport, they only have a couple losses, and 2 of them are Oakland. So, we got a really good section and gets us ready for the playoffs.
Well, we talk about the number 1 seed, the number 2 seed. Your team gets number 13, and there was a 3-way tie between your squad, Greater Latrobe, and Thomas Jefferson. Greater Latrobe got the 12, and then Thomas Jefferson has the play-in game. How did you anticipate your team would be seeded? What was your reaction to the bracket and all the seedings?
I try not to figure that out, how they work that. I think, our last week where we lost a couple in a row and Latrobe beat us at the end, hurt our seeding a little bit. But, so I could see where they would drop us down. But overall, to finish 14-8 and the section, the conference, the games that we played, we didn't play anyone who was a lower classification. It is what it is. So if we maybe compete a little bit better in some of those games at the end, maybe we're not dropped down to 13. I was looking maybe like a 10, but hey, you got to beat everybody anyway. So, I stopped trying to figure out how all that stuff works a while ago. You drive yourself crazy. But, I think the way we finished the season, losing a couple of 3 in a row there, and that hurt us a little bit there for sure. But the body of work overall, going 14-8, I thought, might have still helped us out a little bit more.
You mentioned you go against number 4 Lincoln Park, and the boys basketball team at Lincoln Park, one of the most talked about in many, many years. But the girls team is not far behind. They've won 20 games. What do they do well?
They're very experienced. They're all seniors. I think they play every kid that plays a senior, so they're experienced. They're physical. They press you, with a little bit of a 1-2-2 press, 2-2-1 press. So their experience is big, and their physicality is a big plus for them. So we just got to get out there and play our game, and obviously if we can break the press and handle the pressure, I think we got a shot.
You mentioned their senior laden group. How much do you rely upon your veteran players, in particular, Olivia Pepple, a senior who's been through it all and has been a 4-year contributor, especially when you get to crunch time in the postseason.
Yeah, definitely. We rely on her for a lot. And but especially when Tori got hurt, we rely on her almost too much at times, and until the other kids kind of caught up to speed and got used to playing maybe a different position or changed their role. And that's when we started to become a better basketball team. Everyone had to adapt to a new role, and it took a little bit of time to get them there. And we're there now. But it's playoff time, so I know she's made a lot of clutch plays for us in the past in big game, even last year in the playoffs. So definitely led by her, but she also knows that she needs everybody else, and if they just keep playing the role the way they've been playing it since around January, middle of January, we're a pretty good basketball team.
Lastly, you've been through some deep postseason runs with the Warriors. The team made the state playoffs just a year ago, and obviously the WPIAL championship run previously. What is the biggest component to having postseason success?
You gotta number one, you can't beat yourself. You gotta stay healthy, hopefully, and obviously you gotta be playing your best basketball. But at the same time, you gotta be really good, and you gotta have a break or two, a 50-50 call, block charge call. Gotta hope go your way. You have to have your role players, and you're going to win. It's hard to win 4 games in a row. So one of those games, role players are gonna have to make some plays for you. Your good players are gonna be there, but there's gonna be a game or two where there's going to be somebody has to make a play or two for you that people don't talk about much, and they're going to have to do. It's the team win it to win 4 in a row. You got to have a whole team, and you have to have a bench. And some of those kids are going to have to come off the bench, or role players that start have to make a big play for you sometime down in that stretch.
Well, John, we appreciate the time as always. Thank you so much for doing this, and good luck in the postseason.
Hey, man, a good one.